This is a call for an uprising. We welcome you to today's show. We ask those of you who have not subscribed to please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to expose the satanic Illuminati agenda and point out symbols that we all need to learn so we can see the mark of the Illuminati in front of us and see what they're doing in plain sight, because their symbols are everywhere. In today's show, we'll be exposing yet another symbol. This time we'll be talking about the owl. The owl is the symbol of Minerva, the goddess of wisdom. Okay, the enlightened ones see themselves as the rulers of the planet. They feel like they're the only ones wise enough to rule the planet. That's how the Illuminati feels. They feel like they're enlightened and we're not. They've hidden a lot of knowledge from us. They've taught us fake pseudosciences that we believe when they truly know what's going on. And most of us are in the dark because they've led us in a different direction. So they feel like they're the only ones wise enough to rule the planet, that we're not. Okay, the owl also represents how the Illuminati do their bidding at night, because the owl lurks in the night. And as we know, these sacrifices and these things they do it in darkness. They do it hidden while we're all asleep. They're out performing these rituals and these sacrifices at night. You also see the owl represented at Bohemian Grove. We've talked about Bohemian Grove on this channel. The meeting place where they all go in the summer. They plan out some of the events that they're going to cause, world events, catastrophes, how they're going to dictate the stock market, what they're going to do through the media, what direction they're going to lead us, how they're going to control us, what they're going to usher in, because all of this stuff is predetermined by them. They do this at Bohemian Grove. The symbol for Bohemian Grove is the owl. You'll also see the giant owl that they perform the cremation of care in front of. Again, this owl represents Minerva. They do sacrifice and rituals in front of it. They also have a sign out front with the owl on it. It says, "Weaving spiders, come not here." You'll see celebrities also supporting the owl. Justin Bieber has an owl tattoo on his arm, and an owl apparently in his home, a stuffed owl. These are not coincidences. He's not just obsessed with an owl that he would get a tattoo of it on his arm. Other celebrities also have the owl marking on their body. The tattoo, like I said, symbolizes Minerva, the goddess of wisdom. You'll see Drake also wearing the owl with his OVO, which everybody believes means something about being born in October. It does not. Okay? October is the month they perform most of their human sacrifice rituals, between the 13th and the 31st. Most of the days on the satanic calendar for human and animal sacrifice fall in those days, as well as demonic sex orgies and all of these things. So you see Drake wearing the owl and Bieber. You can also see the owl hidden on the dollar bill. It's actually in one of the corners, as you can see in this photo. But the owl is a very important symbol to them, because it does symbol that they are the enlightened ones, that the Illuminati are the enlightened ones, which goes back to Adam Weishaupt, which goes back to the reformation of the Illuminati in 1776. They used the owl as a symbol for them being the enlightened ones, the illuminated ones, and the only ones, of course, who should rule, because they are better than we are, smarter than we are. They know what's best for us. They're wise enough to rule the planet and rule us. So this is another symbol you can look for when you're just seeing symbols flash in front of your face. You can't look at anything as a coincidence. People aren't getting owls tattooed on themselves because they have a fetish for owls. It's just bizarre to even think that way. Okay, we know Justin Bieber's initiated in it. You don't get to the position that he is in. You don't get the power that he has without being a part of it. Same with Drake. Same with all of these celebrities. But you have to keep a lookout for these symbols, because it's not just the pyramid. It's not just the 666 sign. It's not just the all-seeing eye. When you see all of these symbols and you look for them, you'll see that they're absolutely everywhere. And most symbols that are flashed in front of us are symbols of the Illuminati. They are symbols of the occult and the occult worship of these false gods and goddesses that goes back to ancient Egypt. We're told not to worship these gods and these deities. They continue to worship it and worship them. And it's our job as Christians to expose this to people so that they can see the signs. Because like I've been saying, the awakening process takes time. But when you constantly, what this channel is trying to do, I'm constantly trying to show you the symbols. right? And if you keep watching these videos and you even write them down and say, all right, I'm going to look for the bird cage, the butterfly. I'm going to look for the all-seeing eye. I'm going to look for the owl. When you think consciously and you look for these symbols, when you're watching television or you're anywhere outside your home, you'll see these symbols because they leave their mark. They communicate that way with one another. That's how they know, who's where, who's what. You're a part of it. I'm a part of it. Yay. That's how they work. That's how they've been indoctrinated. That's how the occult works. They speak through symbols. It's like gang signs. Okay, they're not going to go out in public and say, hey, the owl represents wisdom. We use it because we are wiser than you and enlightened and we want to control you. But you'll see them wearing the owl on their clothing. You'll see the owl marked on buildings. And obviously you'll see it in prominent places like the Bohemian Grove. The owl is the logo for the Bohemian Club. Okay, and we know the Bohemian Club is their big hangout every year where they go. They perform sex orgies, pedophilia. They have sex with children, all sorts of disgusting acts they commit with children. Gay sex, you name it. They perform child sacrifice there. So the owl is another symbol that you need to look out for, and you need to start getting the message out there to people about these symbols, because when you start seeing the symbols, it makes it very, very easy to start awakening. Your mind starts to process things differently. You're not always in an alpha state. You're conscious. You're seeing the symbols. You're saying, oh, look, there it is. There it is. Not a coincidence. Why are they doing that? Why are they flashing the peace sign or the 666 sign or the owl? Why are they wearing it on their clothing? You can distinguish who's a part of it and who's not. Obviously, most of the people on the television are a part of it. We know that. You don't get there unless you're a part of it. But the owl is an important symbol to them. And it's just another symbol that we need to point out and expose, because there's many of them. But like I said, if you look for them and you see them, you will start awakening faster, and then you could dig deeper down the rabbit hole. But it's important to see the symbols and the signs first so you could see it in plain sight, because they're flashing these symbols in plain sight. So people out there who ask me, how can I tell my family, I tell these people, nobody wants to listen. Well, it's very difficult to jump in. I mean, listen, my knowledge in this is very, very deep. And people have messaged me and they said, why aren't you talking about, the synagogue of Satan yet? Why aren't you talking about the fake Jews? And why aren't you talking about all of these things that people who are awake know about? Because this channel is to help you from step one so you can start seeing the basic signs. And that's how you could help your fellow brothers and sisters wake up. Point these signs out. Share the videos that I've done on just the basic signs and hand symbols, right? And you could talk to them about it, almost like how gangs flash gang symbols. Everybody knows that the gangs flash gang symbols to each other. Why do you think that is? Do you think they're the only ones speaking in code? Of course not. You could show them the signs of the owl and what it represents. You could even start by pointing out places like Bohemian Grove. Why do they go there in the summer? Why are they there for a few weeks? All of these important, prominent CEOs. You get the Coca-Cola CEO. Then you get famous musicians, famous actors. You get congressmen, presidents. All of these people of power and prominence in the world go there for a few weeks, hang out in the woods, running around in their underwear, running around naked, and people think it's a big fraternity party. They're planning our future. They are manipulating, plotting, and planning what they're going to do to us, what the agenda is for that specific year, what they're going to cause, what events they're going to cause to keep fear and panic going. So point these out to your fellow brothers and sisters. Point the owl out. Just a basic, easy symbol to see. The owl, which, like I said, represents Minerva. It's the goddess of wisdom. They are the wise ones in their own mind. They worship her, the goddess, because they feel like they are the enlightened ones, that they are the only ones here with wisdom, and they have the power and the right to rule over us because they have the wisdom, a lot of which is kept from us and hidden from us. But more and more people are waking up and seeing what's going on. So keep spreading the word, keep sharing the channel, or keep going down the rabbit hole yourself, watching other channels. But we have to keep the awakening process going so everybody can snap out of this robotic zombie trance that the entire human race is in, specifically in the United States of America. We have zombies walking around. People on their phones 24/7 being controlled and manipulated. People can't process a thought. So use the symbols as a first step. It's an easy, basic way, as well as exposing the false idols and showing them flashing the symbols that are exposed over and over and over in all of their videos and all of their interviews. It's not a coincidence. I thank you for listening to today's show. God bless all of you. May peace be with you.